When we began making the film, or when I set out on this journey to understand what had happened, that in itself began a detective story of its own.
Normally as a documentarian, what you're searching for is objective truth. This was something completely different. When we started production, we didn't know the truth, the objective truth of what had happened to Nicholas Barclay.
So under the Freedom of Information Act, we were allowed access to the FBI files.
When I got the FBI files through, it was a little bit overwhelming. We had this massive paperwork. There's Interpol documents, there's Frederick's mugshots, notes from Nancy Fisher, the FBI agent. So many of the names and dates are redacted, and it took a couple of months, I think, really, to work through it and decipher exactly what I had there and what we were going to make of it. There were times that I felt a bit like an FBI agent, you know, turning over the next page and finding out what the next revelation was.
I found myself looking at the FBI files and kind of being amazed it really happened, even though I knew it had.
It was jaw-dropping. So once I'd gone through the FBI files, it was then time to actually go and find the family, the private investigator, the FBI agent herself, and start to hear from their own words what they remember having happened.
Most people, if you talk to them for long enough, are fascinating and have an amazing story. In this case, one of the things which was most truthfully enjoyable about making the film was that all of the characters are extraordinary.
My name is Charlie Parker. I'm a private investigator.
Some of them, I mean Charlie Parker in particular, felt like they inhabited a space somewhere in between Real World and a Coen Brothers movie. I think understandably the family were reticent about taking part. There had been things written about them in the past, and I don't think they felt that they had come out well. It was an episode that they weren't in a hurry to revisit.
The family said to me, we think about Nicholas every day, we never stop thinking about him, but we've finally recently stopped thinking about Frederick, and we don't want to go down that road again. And I understood that, you know. For a moment there, I thought this was going to be the end of the journey. But at the same time, I wanted to tell her about the film, I wanted to tell her how we were looking to do it, and that maybe it would offer them something that they hadn't been offered in the past.
They'd never really had the chance to tell their side of the story in their own words.
Eventually, they all agreed to take part. I think they thought that they really might welcome this opportunity to explain what it was like for them and what they went through, and to say their piece.
I think one of the really interesting challenges for me was this idea that, you know, as a documentary maker, you're searching for a definitive truth, really. And here, I understood that wasn't going to happen. I would go from one interview one day, convinced that I understood exactly what had happened.
I immediately called Carrie Gibson, and I said to her, Carrie, this person cannot be your brother.
And then I would go to another interview the next day and come away with an almost diametrically opposite conclusion.
I don't remember her putting it in those words.
We were constantly going, oh my God, clearly this is what happened. Oh no, hold on. Now we've heard this. Clearly that's not what happened, something else happened. And really what we ended up with is a film which kind of replicates that process. The audience also is given the facts such as they are, or the accounts such as they are, as we heard them. And in the end is as well placed to judge what they think happened as we are as filmmakers.
Everyone has their own version of the truth, and everyone has their own reasons for needing to believe that. The film was going to be about different perspectives on the same series of events, allowing these people to tell you the story that they want you to hear.
Something happened inside that house to that boy.
Something was being hidden, and I didn't know what that was.
He's a habitual liar, and it blows.
You changed so much. It was like mind-boggling.
They pretended as much as I did, and even more. I woke up in a place where a lie is even bigger than what I did.
The film was going to be about allowing you, the audience, to figure out what happened.